I've had people tell me, what's a pony bot, man? What's a pony bot? And we're gonna clarify that to you in this video. A pony bot is a person that preferably plays on either Xbox or PlayStation and can't make their own decisions for themselves. So essentially, they allow gaming narratives and politics to dictate where they should go and what's more preferable to them instead of their own opinion. I know, guys, it's rather ridiculous. So, for example, they'll use something like, "Oh, the PS5 has more hardware sales over the Xbox, and therefore go out there and pick up the PS5 Pro." Or let's say that they go get the Pro, right? Essentially, they're very undecisive. They'll go get the Pro and then realize that it's the same rehash and remastered games and look at it and say, well, you know what? Xbox might have sold worse, but at least the games are there. And now for some reason, they team Xbox. This is the definition of a pony bot, man. They don't make their own decisions and they're constantly flip-flopping. This is why nobody has respect for them. Okay? This is exactly what Kidsmoove and the rest of you pony bots do, bro. So for anybody's like, I never understood what the term actually meant, well, hopefully this explained it to you, because I mean, if everybody has their own interpretation, you can please put it down in the comment section. But that's kind of how I see it. You know, they're very unsure of themselves. If PlayStation 5 decides to come out with games, then they're going to be like, oh, well, I don't need the Xbox no more. I'm going to invest into the PlayStation ecosystem. Oh, PlayStation, y'all focus on too much remasters and remakes. I'm going back to Xbox. So essentially, it's like you're a multi-console owner, so just enjoy both consoles. You feel me? Like, I'm waiting for PS5 games. I don't know if any of those games are going to come. I'm looking forward more to the games on Xbox. But still, the day when PS5 decides to get their head out of their behind and the games come and I want to play them, I'm going to buy them on my PS5. It's that simple. I don't have to feel like I'm making this hard decision in my life, even though I'm looking at both consoles right now. Like, it's ridiculous, man. And this is the type of behavior that you're only going to see from a pony bot. You know, so predominantly they're mostly a multi-platform gamer, but they go based off the narratives in the gaming politics. So essentially articles. Oh, wow, PlayStation 5 outselling Xbox 3-1. That's the place I gotta go for right now, because for Xbox it's not looking good. Like right now with PS5 with the lack of games. The Pro is going to give them that, for say, oh, okay, Microsoft's not doing their hardware, so I'm going to go support the Pro. And then when they're playing on the Pro, and then they're playing the same exact games that they've been playing on the PS4, then they're going to be like, you know what? When Indiana Jones and all these other games come out, Gears E Day, Perfect Dark, for example, well, it might have sold better, but the games on Xbox is better. I'm going back to Xbox. This is exactly what they do. Kidsmoove is just essentially buying the PS5 Pro because he's bored. And what's even more funny, you got people in his comment section telling him, oh, you can't be disvaluing the... he could disvalue the console all he wants. The man purchased it. So, you guys knew this from the beginning when y'all was out here saying, we're cracking them Xbox eggs over their head. We're cracking them now, Jimmy. We're cracking them Xbox. They buying the PS5 Pro, even though they said they didn't want one. We're cracking them, Jenny. I even tried to set up Porter Rock because I put it in his comment section saying that I trade my Switch games for a Pro. I was hoping he made a video. Look at that. Even Gamester getting one when I was obviously fronting. So let's get to this video, shall we?
And today we're talking about the PlayStation 5 Pro. And the crazy thing is, I know I'm not the biggest PlayStation fan, but like...
So why are you buying an upgrade to a console that you're not even a fan of?
It's a new... I think I was more hyped.
How is it a new console? It has the same exact specifications as the PS5 Slim. I've already exposed that. The only difference is the GPU.
For the arrival of the PlayStation 5 base console in 2020 than I am for the PS5 Pro.
Yeah, of course. And that was the same console y'all spent $1,000 for off a Sculper. And now y'all don't even want to spend $700 on the PS5 Pro.
In fact, I was more hyped for the Xbox One X.
Yeah,
arrival in 2017.
I'm gonna be honest, because at least the One X took advantage of the games that was widely available. That's why I enjoyed it personally. The Pro didn't do a really good job with that. But see, you guys are buying these upgrades, and the reason why you don't care for them, because there's no games to play.
Then I'm more hyped for the PS5 Pro. And this is not like a dig at the PS5 Pro. I guess, like, I don't know. I think it's just growth or maturity or whatever. I'm not...
Kidsmoove, what you do ain't mature. Let's just be honest, bro. This constant flip-flopping you do is not mature behavior. This is the mindset of a child that can't make up his mind and what candy he wants at the store.
I'm not expecting too much. I've watched a lot of videos
You know, I think it's about time we hit Kidsmoove with the Rugrats. All grown up, you know that he got a fraud. All grown up with you. You know what I mean? It's about time you turn your name from Adult Smooth. You know, like Adult Swim. You know, it's no longer Kidsmoove. It's Adult Swim. I mean, Adult Smooth. That should be your new name, man. It's like all these rappers run around with Lil Wayne and all this little stuff, but yet now they're growing up. Like, I mean, Big Wayne, like, what's going on here? Like,
other content creators that try to big up or try to overestimate what the PS5 Pro is capable of. They try to infuse hype by, you know,
weren't you doing the same thing?
All these terms and A3, 4, and, you know, double computation, whatever, who knows. The thing is that there's nothing right now, and I'm getting this thing day one. There's nothing right now that's actually wowing me like, oh, this is a must-have.
So why are you buying it, though? See, like, I mean, I can get as to why people are like, why? If you're saying all this, then why are you purchasing one? You know what I'm saying? I mean, at this point, you're just doing it to spite people, which, like I said, I could do the same thing, but why would that really matter at the end? I mean, you're the only one looking stupid. You could have took your girlfriend on a nice honeymoon or a date, but instead you out here spending $700 to prove what point? You're not proving anything.
I'm honestly, personally getting it to just upgrade my existing PS5. So it's I won't have a PS5. I'll just have a PS5 Pro, right? That's essentially what it is. So, but even looking at the games, people are gotten it early. They're showing gameplay. Like, I've seen games like Dragon's Dogma, which, in my personal opinion, I don't think I've seen that much of an improvement from.
Yeah, there's really not that much of an improvement. You know, see, the only thing Sony's hustling you guys is $700 out of your wallet. That's the improvement that they got. You know, and I'm hearing that they put the 8K in the specifications, and now they're finally removing them from the boxes after the pre-order edition. Sony is suckering you guys, bro. Like, it's actually sad, man. It really is sad to be a PlayStation fanboy in 2024, bro. Like, I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't care how many hardware sales you got, bro. Y'all got it. Y'all, that glazing that y'all doing for this console is unraveled.
Gameplay. They show Spider-Man and all this stuff. I'm seeing Spider-Man. I'm seeing games that already, like, naturally look good. So it's not like, you know, and a lot of people are making a big deal about the backwards compatibility feature where it can improve the image quality by using the PS5 Pro boost mode. Improves the image quality of PS4 games, which I don't know why people are hyping this, because when Xbox was doing this with the Xbox One X, like, any game that wasn't like One X enhanced,
it still got enhanced. See, this is what people are trying to tell you. I mean, I've had PlayStation dudes tell me, like, why is it not having PS3 emulation, PS1 and 2? That would have been probably more beneficial, like, to make it the ultimate PlayStation. But instead, it's just to optimize PS4 games that you can already play. And what's even more funny, it doesn't increase the image quality by that much, and the performance is still the same. Maybe I don't. It's like what does Sony think with this console, man?
It got a natural enhancement by being played on an Xbox One X. Like,
and you guys can't sit there and refute him, and you can't refute his opinion because you play solely on PlayStation. Now, what he's saying right here is absolutely true. See, now I'm not saying it's like with the whole dark thing. Yeah, they can say a lot of dumb stuff, but then there's some, you know, layers of hope there, right? Which is true. I play on both platforms, so I, as a person, can sit there and tell you that what Smooth is saying is true. He'll probably go back to capping in a minute, and then I'll have to, you know, address it.
The Xbox One X improved the image quality. I always say this word war. Antiscopic filtering. The things that make, like, the image look cleaned up. It did that. Added HDR.
Way more.
In some cases.
And the PS5 Pro is more powerful than what the One X was, but yet we've seen more graphical enhancements. Sony got to get it together, bro. I don't care what any of you people are saying. Sony got to do something, man. And what's even worse, you Sony fanboys are eating this up like you always do. That's why gaming is trash. It's all because of you. You don't want to put your foot down and demand better for this company. You want to sit there and say, oh, Microsoft need to do better. No, Sony got to do better. I'm tired of it, bro. I'm tired of it. I weren't hating on the Pro because of the Pro. I was hating on it because there's no games for it.
And even now, there's like even resolution boosts actually with some even like 360 games. So Xbox One X started that trend. it became a bigger deal during the Series X, Series S generation because they introduced FPS.
I would say, I mean, if we're talking about in gaming history, I would go as far to say that Sega was one of the pioneers of upgrading and updating hardware. I would say they were, you know what I mean? That was kind of something that Sega did, but I don't know. For some reason, companies, it's so funny because back then people hated Sega for the Sega CD and the 32X. Now, I wonder if these PlayStation fanboys lived back then, would they still be defending that? Because back then people hated it. They hated that. But yet now all of a sudden y'all accept this.
Boost. Now, the thing is, the FPS boost isn't done automatically, and it's not every game. There's probably maybe over 100 games or so. I think there's like maybe 150 games or whatever that's FPS boosted, right? That if you play it on the Xbox One or One X, they're like locked at like their 30 FPS target, and then when you play them on the Series S, Series X, they're running at 60 up to 120 FPS.
That is true. That is absolutely true. And then you wonder as to why Xbox gamers don't need no remasters.
PS5 Pro, from what I hear right now, who knows what happens when I have it in my hand. That doesn't seem to be the case. There's no automatic FPS boost, which is what you would really want from a machine like that. The image quality thing is cool, but you almost expect it because we've been doing that for so long. Like the Xbox One X, it's crazy.
That's true. That's true.
When you play the Red Dead Redemption 2 on the Xbox Series X versus the PS5, you get a better image.
That is true. That is absolutely true, and you people don't want to admit it. Let's go.
The Xbox One X was a better version than the PS4 Pro. So that's where this whole backwards compatibility thing, comes into play. So I expect a better image quality, but what would have knocked my shoes off is if they at a system level could use their AI, their machine learning, to take these games to 60 FPS. Like,
see, the problem is there's a reason why they can't take those games to 60. I mean, they kind of can for some of the games that I've seen, so I know his argument right there. But the reason why they can't take those games to 60 FPS because the CPU is the same exact thing. And all Sony did. It's so funny how you guys said the PS5 was about performance, but if it was about performance, the CPU would have been changed. Why is the RAM and the CPU the same? If it's all about performance, the CPU would have been changed, bruh.
The games on PS4, games like the Order 1886, games like Bloodborne.
Yeah, Sony want to remaster those, Smooth. You know that.
All these games that are locked at 30 FPS that don't have like a 60 FPS mode, and now you have a console that's like quadruple the power of a PS4, and it's touting all this stuff that it can do for old games, but is not fixing that issue. And
yeah, because they want to resell the games. Microsoft don't need to resell the games because they have $2 to $3 trillion. Sony needs to nickel dime their community. Sony is planning on a Bloodborne remaster. I heard they got one coming. They're just planning on when to release it. That's probably why they're not upgrading the original game. See, one thing I liked about Microsoft is that even though they've had other releases, like Ninja Gaiden 2, for example, which makes the game even more playable, 4K, 60 frames per second. But that's the best version of the game, the 360 version. Now they have the Master Collection. See, but Microsoft enhances majority of their games, though. They don't just sit there and say, oh, we have Ultimate Edition, let's forget about this one. They still enhance the 360 ones for the people that enjoyed it. And that's why you got to love Microsoft in that regard. And let's not get started on the dev mode because that just completely destroys PlayStation 10 to 1.
Where I'm like, it's not that big of a deal. So, and the real people making a big deal over the image quality upgrades and stuff like that. It's like, no, it's not like they're not applying ray tracing to a PS4 generation game. They're not, it's not like they're, drastically increasing the resolution. They're not doing none of that. Increasing the frame rate. It's just improving the image quality. It's going to get cleaned up.
And it's not even that much cleaned up, which is even worse.
Screenshots side by side of Bloodborne, and I'm like, dude, there's barely a difference.
Yeah,
there's still jagged edges. You know what I mean?
That's facts, bro. That's facts, bro. Y'all want to sit there and get mad? That's the truth.
So, and that's the thing. Is like I'm not in a position with the PS5 Pro to be disappointed. You know what I mean? Again, it's a hefty asking price right now, but I'm not seeing the difference. I'm not seeing like, dude, this was worth the buy. And
I mean, yeah, Kidsmoove might be dumb in how he allocates his money and how he spends, but that, like I said, he worked hard for his money. He can spend his money the way he wants. We could all mock him, make fun of him, whatever the case is. That's fine. But for the PlayStation community to tell him that he can't talk about it after he pre-ordered something, at least he can sit there and say that after seeing the screenshots, that, hey, man, things is not adding up to what Sony has said. That's something that you PlayStation ponies ain't talking about, man. Now all of a sudden, y'all like, oh, now I see why Smooth is not accepted in no community, Xbox or PlayStation, because he's always flip-flopping. Well, there you go. So when you thought you was cracking eggs over that kitchen stove, well, guess what? You ain't got yourself nothing but bacon, you filthy swine.
There's a lot of games supporting it. Everybody's making a big deal about Call of Duty supporting it. You would expect a lot of games to support it. That's a given. But my thing is, it's like, to what degree, how big of a change? Because people forget the PS5 and the Xbox Series X, they came out in 2020. They're still relatively powerful consoles, and like games relatively look good. They provide a satisfying.
See, the problem is with the Call of Duty argument, though, because people are bringing up the fact that what is Microsoft going to do with that version if the game is already 4K 60, 4K 120 in multiplayer? People have already stated that, and yet again, like I said, what's the point of the Pro? It's a more 4K 60. It's a more 4K 120. Because we know they ain't going to push it to 8K. These systems are not capable of 8K like that. Also, too, let's not forget, Call of Duty Black Ops 6 is a PS4 game. It's on the PS4 and Xbox One generation. So it's not even the next-gen Call of Duty. Like, I mean, I'm just telling you, man, y'all getting suckered, bro.
Experience. I think the PS5 Pro is going to be great. I don't see no cons with it.
Bro, you don't see no cons. See, this is a pony buy. I don't see no cons with it, but yet you're bashing the PS5 Pro.
I do think people are starting to overhype it for no reason.
Yeah, you was doing that at first, too, because you felt that Microsoft... See, this is what I'm saying. He's only buying the Pro because Microsoft didn't give him one. That's all it is, bro. That's all it is, bro. Like, it's ridiculous. This is all for talking narratives, bro. This is what pony bots do. He know he don't want one. He know he ain't gonna play it. He said he would have loved it if it was Xbox, so he does love the concept of an upgrade, But me personally, even besides that, I need to see the games that are gonna fully utilize this. I have no problem spending $700 on a Pro. I can go get one right now if I wanted to. But why would I spend $700 of my money if I could buy more games to play? Why would I spend $700 of my money when I can sit there and do something else with it? Now, if there were significant improvements and they talk about, oh, you can play PS1, 2, 3 games, you think I wouldn't buy one, you dummies? As much of an Xbox fanboy you guys claim that I am, even though I showed you that I got more PlayStation games than you fools and buffoons, you don't think I would have got one? If they say, oh, you can finally put your PS3 disc in and optimize them with that image quality that I got with the PS4, I would have got one. But no, I'm not paying for no overglorified PS5 Pro. This is essentially similar to how Goku went full Super Saiyan on freaking Lord Slug. Or how Vegeta thought he went Super Saiyan against Frieza and he weren't super nothing. That's what you're dealing with. PlayStation 5 ain't nothing but a false Super Saiyan. I can't even get the gold. I can't even transform like the legendary ape. Look at that. PS5 Pro sucks. How you gonna sit there and talk about, oh, I'm the legend. Frieza, look at me. Look at me, Frieza. I am the... You got Vegeta, which is PlayStation, got all the electricity coming out of his body. Uh-oh, here we go. He's charging. I am the legendary super gamer. Frieza, your time is now. But proceeds to get defeated, even with that Zenkai boost of the GPU.
Without it actually delivering.
He got defeated by PC Frieza.
I love that when I get it in my hands, I'll be able to utilize this in practice. Again, it's hard to show off a game that already looks good. That's already
can't handle PC Frieza.
When you're showing off The Last of Us, when you're showing off Horizon, when you're showing off Spider-Man and Ratchet and Clank, there wasn't really an incident where I thought those games looked bad, with the exception of Horizon Forbidden West. I thought
because they looked good already.
Horizon Forbidden West performance mode was just not the greatest to look at. But at the end of the day, those games, do naturally look good and they naturally perform well. So it's like, and I got the most out of those games already, right? So like, and there's not like there's anything like that that's really selling you this console for. It's not a game that's really selling you on this console.
Yeah, they have to do more, and there's no incentive. Even if Microsoft came, all right, let's explain. Even if Microsoft came up with an upgrade, how much are they going to improve? Think about what I'm about to say, guys. They've already enhanced it. Some people might already be happy with the enhancements of the One X or the Series X that they have, especially with the Series X. You know what I mean? With the dev mode, even if Microsoft did the same thing, even though it would probably be better, clearly, but if they had a $700 console, I do think Microsoft would enhance their games a lot better, though. Personally, I just think Sony's not doing a good job at that. They're just not. But I would say, but even from an Xbox Series X owner, and Microsoft did do a good job with it, what would be the reason to still upgrade? You know, obviously would only apply to most of the old games. The old games already, like you said, look good already through the Series X dev mode. What would even be a reason to even updo it for the... So that's why you can see how Microsoft said, there's no reason for this. There's really no reason for it. And every time that we talk about this PS5 Pro, we start to see as to why Microsoft made the decision of not coming up with an upgrade. There was no reason for this. And y'all know it. It's sad.
Not a game right now.
It's not a game changer.
That we're really missing out. Like the biggest deal people are making about is Alan Wake. The screenshots they're showing with the ray tracing, everything looks very shiny, but that's also still capped at 30 FPS. I'm not going to be playing no 30 FPS mode on the PS5 Pro.
Which means that you ain't gonna take advantage of it. So, like I said,
if I don't want to do that on a PS5, I'm definitely not going to do it on a PS5 Pro.
That's true. Why would I succumb myself to do, like, not wanting to do it on the PS5? Now, I'm not saying there's a problem with 30 FPS, guys. I'm just saying, but even then, you are succumb to it because you're buying it. Like me, I would have put my foot down. Sony would not be getting my money for this. But for how disappointed you sound, to me, it sounds like you should cancel your pre-order right now.
Game I play, I'm either playing at 60 or 120.
Then you need to go to PC fully. Go to PC fully, bro. You say you got a capable PC, go to that fully because you're not going to get it from a console.
20 FPS. And 120 FPS is like, in some cases, not even necessary. Like, no, we're still looking for that point where give me the best graphics and resolutions at 60 FPS.
How are you going to expect that when those 16 gigabytes of the same exact RAM and and the CPU is the same? This is why people say PC gaming is better, because you could take the money of that $700. It's so funny how PlayStation families want to compare their upgradable console to a PC that's at $700-$800. That's not a fair argument. You got to give the PC another $500 wiggle room. Because if the person's already playing on a mid-range PC like you claim, which is $700, $800, and you are upgrading, keyword, upgrading your system to another to $700, which would be $1,200, then you got to give that leadway to PC. You got to. Because if the PC gamer already got the $700 PC, then you got to look at the fact like, okay, now he got to put the $500, which you guys are already doing with your console, to see the difference. And we already know we're going to see the difference over that 1,000 mark. So it just showed you that your whole argument is pointless. This is why people try to tell you. So when that mid-range PC is like, oh, you know what, I could take that $700 and put it towards my CPU, so I can get that good performance. Oh, now they out here running games way better than you because they can put the money where it's supposed to. PlayStation, bro, the Pro, they're allocating all the resources into all the wrong departments. Oh, let's improve the GPU by a little bit, but let's keep the CPU and the 16 gigabytes of GDDR6. It's the same. Performance is going to be the same. You're not going to gain anything out of this. Once you start learning about specifications and hardware, you start realizing how dumb. Now, I'm not the most biggest PC type of dude, but I've learned just from people that I've talked to, and I can read the hardware now. Like before, I can articulate the hardware a little bit better. Because before, somebody was like, hey, the 10 TIs. I'm like, what? TI? What, the rapper? 10 TD, Tatsu I, TIs, PIs. What? This man speaking English? What was he talking about? But then once you start getting used to it, you can start understand all the rating, and you start getting a good understanding of it. And, y'all not understanding it clearly, because you got these dudes thinking that this console going to be more powerful than a $2,000 PC.
You know what I mean? That's what I want. I still think ray tracing is overrated. And
well, Sony saying they trying to do 2 to 3 times on it. Well, there goes your performance.
Games are, getting better. They're looking better. They're cheating a lot of like.
Are you sure? Because y'all were complaining about Monster Hunter Wilds and how that game looked bad. If that game looked bad on PC, it's going to even look worse on console. I have no hopes for that game, bro. I'm really thinking Capcom is going to throw this unoptimized game. And I told people, World looked way better, bro. It looked way better because you know why? And I get what they try to do, but Wilds is a PS6 game. Y'all like, what do you mean? PS6 will be able to fully utilize that game because we won't see how ugly this game is. Ugly, bro. I would have preferred a more condensed, environment. I don't mind it being open, but much more condensed, bro. When I was playing the beta, there was only one section of the area, and I'm like, wow. If there's any more to this, this is crazy with what they did with Wilds. And that's clearly what's impacted the performance. Y'all like, what's the beta? It's going to get better in the game. More than likely, but once they expand the area, that was just one area of the game. I know that game is massive. I could just tell by looking at Wilds is massive. I don't think these CPUs are powerful enough to run this game or that game.
Solutions with the super sampling stuff. So...
And with poor optimization, this might be Capcom's downfall with Monster Hunter.
In the day, man.
All because they want to chase that Monster Hunter World money.
It's just around the corner, but there's a lot of cap going on, and there's a lot of things that Xbox did that was not appreciated, but people are appreciating it now because
that is true.
They see that the $700 console is going to be able to do, but still at the same time, it's not doing all that much. The comparisons are going to be fun. It's going to be great. I do expect PlayStation 5 Pro to always outperform the Xbox Series X, and I don't understand why people are comparing these two consoles. People are like, oh, these deep like PS5 Pro wipes the dust with Xbox Series X. Oh, Xbox Series X is a joke. The Xbox Series X came out in 2020.
And it's still pretty good. You get the dev mode. You can run PS1, 2, and even 3 games. You can run PS3 games, guys. You can run it through emulators on it. Bro, it's done, bro. The Xbox Series X is the best place for console game because you get a variety of games, man. Once you know how to figure out the system, the ecosystem of the Xbox, you're not going to want a PlayStation. All those PS2 games that you guys are crying about, I'm playing them on my Series X, bro. At 4K. You know what I mean? Like, you guys are just like, bro, you can look at video. Oh, that's not true. Go ahead, look at videos. Look at videos and you will see for yourself that that's what people are doing on their Xbox consoles while you people waiting for PS2 games to come to your platform. Waiting for PS1 games, but we already playing them. We got all the NES, Super Nintendo, GameCube. We got them all on here. That's why I always wondered how people could sit there and say that the Xbox Series X is a bad console. Even if you don't care for Xbox's new games, it's still good for the classics. It's still good to just play for the whole plethora of your library. That's how I know y'all fake gamers. I don't care. I'm going to say it right now. You ain't no real gamer if you ain't got no Series X. You ain't not. Because the Series X has all that of what you people have. What you waiting for. PS1, 2. All these things that you guys are waiting for on your consoles, Xbox already got. Oh, we waiting for Nintendo to do GameCube. Xbox already got the GameCube. Get with the program. We already got it. And I'm not saying if you on PC, that's a little different. Because you could do that on PC. But I'm saying in a console realm, you can only really do that on the Xbox. And now that's not including their own official titles as well. Bruh, you already know. It goes PC, Xbox Series X, and the Nintendo Switch. The PS5 is the one system at the bottom. Oh, no.